What sort of modcons have you got here which look to future mine?
We need to break future mine down into different phases. There's an immediate phase. Volumes are going up, margins are coming down. So we need to mine more for less. And that's a big challenge for the mining industry, because at some stage profits will be squeezed out of the equation if we're not careful about the cost situation. We need to better understand the underground mining environment. By doing things better underground, by having less accidents, by providing a safer environment, costs can be reduced significantly, immediately. Now that will provide cash flow for deeper research, because ultimately our fundamental problem is still there. We can only mine in one direction. As we mine deeper, our margins are getting less. Should we mechanize or not? Probably we should, but not in the current mining method. And I think that's the next phase. Once we understand our mining environment better, once we can optimize, we can use the bigger, larger equipment to produce more volume, but perhaps in a different layout, mining layout. And maybe that's the secret. Because if we mechanized in current layouts, we only produce more volume and not increasing the margin. 20 years from now, with that optimization phase, mechanization, change mining layouts, that whole phase needs to be replaced by a new design, a new way of doing things. And that needs to be researched. But it needs to be researched now. The cash flow that's generated from the optimization phase, from the digital mine phase, must be used for that.
And is it being used? Do you have enough for research?
In the last 10 years, at Wits, we established the Center for Sustainability in Mining and Industry, the Center for Mechanized Mining Systems. We're busy establishing a digital mine. We have launched a Mining Research Institute. We still need to work on that model. I think it's much bigger than what the university first expected. That caused the situation to be stalled a bit, but the Vice-Chancellor committed to a decision about the institute in early 2014. We're expecting a discussion at this week's Senate meeting. At University of Pretoria, there are some good initiatives happening on the research front. CSIR has got some exciting projects, not so much in mining, but other projects in the area of laser scanning, for example, and laser technology that can be used and adapted for underground mining. So there are some things happening. There's also some research happening by the consultants. There's industry research like the Goldfields initiative with the CSIR. Then there's the Anglo Gold. So I think there's a realization that it's necessary to do the research. We still haven't found the recipe yet. We haven't found the Comro model yet, because that's what we need if we want to become world class again. We need to find the right recipe.
Is there any need for someone to come into the center and champion and coordinate these various activities?
It will be a hard decision as to where this institution should be and what it should do. But I think there's an absolute need. Otherwise, you're going to have too many poorly resourced initiatives that all have good intention, but they are not up to it individually, but collectively they might well be. We need a common agenda. We need one vision for all these initiatives, and then get the leadership going in a way that all these initiatives deliver on that common goal. And the common goal is, quite frankly, a new mining method.
And so that new mining method might leap over mechanization.
We need to open our minds to any rock-breaking technique. Maybe it's not even necessary to break the rock to get the valuable part out. I think we need to open up for new ways, whether it's robotics, whether it is different ways of rock breaking. I think the future mine is not here yet, and we have no indication at this stage what it will look like. The Anglo Gold Ashanti initiative is looking very promising, where I think to use their language, where the mining method targets the meat in the sandwich. I think that is what we need to do. We need to reduce dilution to the point that there's almost a zero waste situation.
What other zeros? You're talking about zero waste. Could there be zero risk?
Zero risk to people, zero harm,
to the environment.
Zero waste, certainly maximum benefit. Zero closure could include alternative use. It could include a tourism site, for example, Gold Reef City. It could. We've got a void underground that could be used much better. Our biggest advantage is also our biggest problem. Our biggest advantage is having access to this fantastic resource that strikes over hundreds of kilometers, that just keeps on going forever, but it's getting so deep now that it's becoming our disadvantage. We're finding it more and more difficult to squeeze out profits as we go deeper and deeper if we don't have a price or an exchange rate windfall to help us from time to time.